Hey folks, Quilly here, and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4 as Japan, and I'm very happy and sad to be bringing you this episode today. I'm sad because this series was a live stream series from the start, and I really hoped to finish it on the live stream, but unfortunately we've had many other things to cover and do, and we've just not been able to do that. And so I'm bringing this as a YouTube video, but I am very happy to be returning to this because it's been a while and we want to see some conclusion here, and it's going to be great to play through. So let's do some recap, not just for you guys, but also for me, because it's been such a really long time since I've played it. This was, I believe, technically an ahistoric start as Japan, like in terms of the AI settings. And this is the game that I've mostly complained about my allies the most. I mean, I complained a fair about it in my Italian game as well, but also here. I mean, we did take over Europe quite quickly, and I believe it was because France did not join the Allies, I think, in this game. Because, again, I think ahistorical, I think they went and made their own faction. And they mostly just got stomped. On the other hand, the German Reich is being pushed back hard over here. Look, the United States, UK over here, they're probably going to be falling anytime now. Africa as well has been failed to be taken by Italy, which I see that very much as their responsibility. The UK is going all that. Sort of losing on all fronts in the West. Of course, I don't really have a presence there, so I guess that's kind of vaguely understandable. Not only that, but the Soviet Union have gotten in this. But notice something. I am not at war with the Soviet Union. I don't remember if I got called in. I might have said, you know what, I'm not doing that right now. Now, we might still get declared on at some point. We've got our barrier set up here. And honestly, we do actually have a lot of troops here. We probably could push in versus the Soviets, and perhaps we should. But what we were mostly doing is we were ninjing the United States from the back. One of the things about the mechanics of the game is that nations will capitulate when their national cores get conquered. So it actually doesn't matter how much territory the US takes overseas. They can still capitulate if I grab all the important city sites in here. So that's part of the hope, is to do something like that. We'll see. Of course, we know how hard it can be to actually take all this territory from our Italian campaign, from just walking over land, but hopefully we'll get some more troops in there. So let's take a look at what our armies are. We do have a variety of home guard units defending some of our islands all over the place. There's technically a little bit of Netherlandish territory right there, but if I give you some walking orders to do something like that, hopefully we will clean that up. A few more islands here. We do have a naval invasion, which is currently underway and is functioning. Great stuff. Defending there, and these are probably Indian. Yeah. All right, we haven't had an invasion attempt here in some time, but we're still mostly guarding the wall. We do have a lot of troops on the Russian front, and maybe we're going to want to pull that trigger. That's entirely possible. More troops over here. Most of these groups are like that. And then we have a handful of little marine groups. So you over here, is there any reason you couldn't start? You're not quite at the position yet. Oh, you're going to walk back there and then go. All right, we'll hold off on you then. That's fine. You have finished, which is excellent. I'm just going to get you to do that and that to clean that up. And then we have our landing here. We did not land with a lot of people, and I think in great part is I didn't think it was actually going to be that successful. I do want these guys to just hit here and guard that. If I could also upgrade the naval base over here. I'm going to just tell it to get to max level. And bring it to the top. I'm also going to get some infrastructure. Oh, we need to control more of the area here to be able to build infrastructure. But we're going to want a good amount of supplies pouring in there if we can. So we've got those Marines, we've got those Marines, right, there's that. And then the big 12 group over here, which is getting its convoys, of which we do have some. So it should get started. I think, all right, they'll go whenever they prepare, which is fine. Iranian army over here with the intention to potentially push into the USSR afterwards. How's our trade situation? We're a little short on oil. We have a crap ton of rubber, a little short on aluminium, but overall those are pretty good numbers. Now, this is from one of my earlier games, right? So I'm not sure what kind of mechanics we have. We don't need the war goal here. I don't remember. We were saving up political power. We're not. No, we've got tons of it. And I don't think we've got to make more changes. We've got extensive stuff. So why don't I go and grab Strike the US now? It'll finish in 70 days, and it'll give us division organization +5 and recovery rate. So when that finishes, I think we're going to try to join the war against the Soviet Union. So we'll go ahead and unpause. That's going to be okay. We've got resistance, sufficient resources, but not really. We've got planes in reserves. That's something that we haven't actually dealt with. Did we grab an airport over here? No, we have not. The other thing we would like to do, how much manpower do I have kicking around? 1.73. That's not bad. We're building some more marine units. I don't know if we need to build more marine units, honestly, but I guess it's fine. I think I was building them when I wasn't sure that this invasion was going to happen. Although we will be able to use it for the UK later on, so that's not all that bad. But what's our count of high-quality gear? I don't even know what our tech situation is. Light tanks. Ah, right. I never started building medium tank divisions because we had other things to research. And these are still really important things, but... What are my actual division layouts here? Is you? Excellent. Let's call this light tank. And you've got motorized infantry and that. Do we have mechanized tech? I don't even know this. What's my combat width here? It is 20. You could probably use some extra companies, except apparently we don't have a lot of them unlocked. Wow! Wow, what a crazy-ass setup. Start training some of these guys. What are you short on? Motorized. We need more infantry equipment. We need motorized. So we need factories, and some of them are damaged as well. Let me get rid of this extra production line for that, since that's not going to come into play for a while. And I actually am going to go and boost the motorized to the top. So as more factories come online, they're going to have first pick of that. In terms of actual infantry equipment, we have tons in the bank. Most of it is weapons 1. We have no 2 in storage at all, and 3 we're trying to produce but not really have. Okay, so we definitely have some shortfalls, but I guess that's just going to have to be the way that it is. We'll try to continue to improve things. I mean, again, this was a very early game in our whole session. We started this live stream pre-release, I think. These are pre-release live streams, so we didn't really know what we were doing so much. Hopefully, we can still have this work out. I'm still worried about my allies just, you know, losing all the things, all the places. But, you know, we'll see if we can help them out. So we will declare war on the USSR when we get that +5 division boost, because they are pretty weak over here. Of course, pushing into this territory is just terrible. It will at least be summertime. I mean, I would like to go now, but it'll still be summer when we start, so it's not going to be the worst. And, oh, we did have the Canadian Invasion Force. Right, there's you, and you guys are just shuffling over. Okay, that's great, which is why our convoy count has gone down, because they're being used pretty heavily. So these folks here, some of them come from another country, which I'm not going to hold that against them. I think I'm going to just combine that way. That's going to be okay. And let me just reassign these orders. I mean, I'm pretty sure they were okay. But we're going to assign that, and we're going to send offensive line to run, say... Well, it'd be nice to take Vancouver. So why don't you go ahead and start working your way towards Vancouver there. As much as possible. And we do have an actual naval invasion that's working on that. These guys here, they're taking a while to prep because they're so big. And landing directly on Vancouver is probably a terrible idea, actually. You know what? I'm going to cancel your plans. Then I'm going to split you in half. Give you some other kind of general here. And then I'm going to give you a new plan. You're going to invade from here to, let's say, here. Lock that in, and you're going to follow that up with an offensive line that goes that way. That'll be okay. And then you guys are going to go to some other invasion port. Tell you what, you can invade from here. Oh, we do have an airport here. Excellent. You're going to go from there to there. Lock that in. And an offensive line that goes like that. Alright, great. So yeah, we do have an airport over here. Capacity of 200 planes. Now, one of the nice things about airports is they do build up quite quickly. I want to go into construction mode over here. Construction mode. Airports. Airports. Air bases. Boom. Oh, you're already in the queue. Excellent. Right up there. Okay, good. In fact, maybe there wasn't an airport there a second ago. Maybe they just started getting built. That's entirely possible. We're going to start with fighters. I'm going to get a wing of 200 fighters. Do you have an ace? This still needs to be sorted better. And the aces are currently assigned. We should probably do a big redeployment of all our current planes to make sure that they're doing same things. But for now, that's going to be okay. So you guys are going to go there. You're going to go standard. Day and night is probably okay. You're going purely for air superiority. Ooh, kamikaze strikes. No. Just air superiority in Western Canada for now to help support this particular push. Also, you guys are going to be set to pretty aggro mode, which is going to be fine. And you guys are still slowly shuffling over. I can't remember if they're going up to Alaska. It's possible. We're slowly spreading out over here. That's all right. Okay. Seems fine to me. How far along are we on our national idea? We're about a quarter of the way through. Undersea blockade tech is done. I mean, probably the right thing to do is to keep working on our doctrines. I mean, they do give you such a boost. Submarine offensive actually would be quite nice. I like the discount here. But I don't know how many subs we're hunting down. Well, there are some. You know what? Let's go ahead and take some of the discount for that. That's going to be all right. Construction 5 is finishing. And yeah, we are going to have to start potentially for the rest of this push. Well, it's probably... No, we'll have to get some medium tank research going on. In fact, what we can probably do is leapfrog a lot of that stuff and go directly for modern tanks or something of that nature. I can't remember when modern tanks come into play. It might be 45 or 46, so it might be a little early for that. But for the push into the Soviets, I mean, we're going to start without any real tanks, which I know now is really, really, really not good. We do need to finish our production lines over here. Plus 25% faster production efficiency growth or more retention. I think I want more growth. We do have to finish the construction tech. It's way, way, way too important. Has such a massive impact on so many things. So, yeah, we're trying to do a lot here, but that's probably okay. Is there anything I want to change rule-wise? Limit exports, total mobilization, political power gain. We don't need you, but right, we don't really need any of these other things either. Grand doctrine. Battle plan growth. How are we on the doctrine? We have actually finished that. He does still give you land experience, but it's not something else we can put in here. Nukes, air experience, air doctrine, base strike. He also gives air doctrine research time, rocket research time. I guess we'll keep him around for the experience. So, what is this? Non-aggression pack from Turkey. And Turkey, are you in the Axis? Is that what's going on here? You're in the Axis. Yes, I will accept. That's fine. Got some convoy rating. Okay, that's going well. Alright, we are pushing towards Vancouver here. Meanwhile, we do have a ton of stuff going on. Now, these guys are part of, yeah, the 22s. So they do have an invasion plan put in. It is turned on as well, and I can tell them to be aggressive. Those buttons I don't think existed at the time. And we do have some people assigned to this battle plan. No, 0. So I would like you two are actually going to be assigned to that front. Make a push that way. But we do have everything linked up here, which is really nice, because we can get supply flow through there. I mean, not that there's much of it to flow, but technically it can happen. All right, and we are pushing towards Vancouver, and we've got our invasions that at some point will trigger. You over here are still working on it, and these guys are trying to get in position, which is good. You guys finish those moves. This is, I believe, part of our enemies. So we want you to do an invasion from here to there, lock it in, and you can really start whenever. Even without reorganizing yourself, that's going to be fine. All right, how's the Canadian invasion? Good and it looks like there's no one in Vancouver. I'm just going to right-click on it right away before it can get reinforced, because in our Italian campaign, it was actually very tricky to grab Vancouver. Cities are hard to attack, and the terrain made it that much worse. Concentrated Industry 5 is done. Wonderful. And that pretty much brings us to where we want to be in here. We don't really need the synthetic oil. I mean, we could build a few, but we can already do level 1s, which is going to be okay. I do wish that to get changed at some point, because it seems a little bit less, you know, useful. Resource extraction may be okay, but I don't think it's a big deal. Let's see. It is 43. We can get night equipment, which is actually pretty good. We can get more anti-tank, which is pretty good. We can work our way up to mechanized, which is actually incredibly important. And we've got a discount for it. The other thing we can do is the armor research. Again, really, in 43, we should be around here. And by 45, with the modern tanks would be nice. I think we are going to start going down here soon. But, as well, artillery tech. My god. What the hell was going on with their tech in this particular game? We do want to switch from motorized to mechanized at some point. We maybe want paratroopers at some point. We also haven't unlocked all the battalions. And we know now, for example, field hospitals are insanely good. Logistic companies are insanely good. I think I actually have to prioritize getting that so I can start attaching them to things. Ugh. This is like so many things were really not good with our implementation in this one. All right, we've taken Vancouver. Glorious. So this army over here, I'm going to delete your offensive line and give you a new one, which is going to involve pushing across the Rockies. It's not going to be great, but it'll have to do. And we can get another airport over here. In fact, the sooner we get that, the happier things will be. And I'm actually going to see if I can't rush you down to Seattle. Now, that might overextend you, although we do have some people coming in from behind. There we go. And there we go, yeah. So either way, we should be fine and reinforced. But if we can go ninja that earlier, that's going to be so much better. So we still have plenty of planes in reserve. This airfield should be a lot bigger than it was. Indeed, we can hold up to 600. So I don't think we really are rocking strategic bombers. Yeah, we've got this. We can drop some close air support over here, but I don't think we actually need to do that. I think we can actually hold off. And in fact, I'm going to cancel the rest of the airport production over here. It was mostly if we needed. There you go. And I think we can stop on the sea bases here as well, because we don't actually have the resource, or the supplies won't really flow from here that much. So this was in case there was going to be a protracted war over here, we'd want a really good air base, but now we've gone ahead and outrun that, so kind of moot. I'm going to manually tell you to do this. Clean up Vancouver Island over here, take Victoria. Excellent, really good. So this Marine Division, I don't know where you're running off to now. Yeah, hold on. We're going to cancel all your orders. We're going to move you down into a new Canadian invasion force. I'm going to grab a handful of people. So you and you, we're going to add you into that. That's going to be fine. I'm going to give you a front line that's just down here. And then give you an offensive line that is going to mean pushing down the coast, I think. Start with that. And then that. We are going to need just more sheer numbers over here if we can. We have an air wing with no missions. That's on some of my... ships. That's weird. Why am I being told that? Deploy units. Ah, excellent. So these Marines are ready to be deployed. Again, it's a little bit odd. We need to give them a destination here. And it has to be, of course, over here. One of our core provinces. I mean, you should deploy in one tick, but let's do that instantly. And while you were trained up to be Marines, we really don't need Marines. I mean, I could do Marine invasions of somewhere in the USSR over here, but I'm thinking about changing these to be regular infantry divisions and shipping them off to Canada or the US. Or regular infantry divisions to push in against the Soviets. God damn it, you guys are having such a hard time over here. I mean, I guess it's sort of realistic, you know, in terms of Germany fighting a two-front war over here and just getting obliterated. It would be handier if Japan were helping more on the mainland, or, you know, this mainland, I mean. But it's not like we're doing crap jobs over here. I think, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and change you. Just going to cycle a few different things over here. Going to nuke your XP down a little bit, but that's not really the worst. And I'm actually going to add you to Invasion Group Teal over here, which is going to be working its way down. Yeah, I think that's going to be alright. You guys are all executing your battle plans. Indeed you are. Some of you are going to be pushing over this way. I'm going to manually just tell you to go and run down to here. And there. Excellent. Wonderful. So there's going to be supply problems through here. I mean, luckily it is summer. That's going to help a lot through the Rockies, but the infrastructure sucks. The terrain sucks. It's really, really, really going to be very rough. But it's going to be okay. So rest of Teal, you're moving back down. Good. Because, yeah, it's kind of weird and annoying. All right. We are going to be starting the war against the Soviet Union really soon. So if we look at these fronts here, they've all been activated. China... you actually haven't been told that you're going to be active, but I'm going to turn that on. So as soon as we're in war, we'll do that. And I'm assuming I can do that. Maybe I can. Maybe I just said no. No, not being asked to join in this war? Seems kind of odd. I do have war goals, though. I assume that when I join, our wars are going to get combined. Anyway, how are we doing? Strike the U.S. is nearly there. Again, that's going to give us a lot more organization. It's not making as much of a difference to the U.S., although they are shifting some troops over here now, finally, to start responding to these activities. You go ahead and, like, move aggressively through here. It's fine. Alright, people are doing things. This is a really annoying front to do. Let's start a few attacks over here. One of you guys, I'm just going to grab literally one, are going to run through here. In fact, I should probably... We're not going to need these Marines anymore. I'm going to switch you to regular infantry divisions. And then we'll make sure that the infantry divisions are actually kind of sane. So we can get higher level radar stacks, which is going to be useful later on. You could get atomic research. It takes 405 days. Gives you a discount in the future. But you... I should probably grab this stuff. Actually, let me grab the logistic company as well. Now, do we have an overflow of support equipment? We actually don't, and if I'm going to be adding all those companies, we're definitely going to need that. So, what are we doing support-wise? Yeah, I brought it down, but I'm going to go and bring it up again, and actually bring you up to the forefront here, because we're going to need a lot of support equipment to be able to build those extra companies. Alright, we are pushing through over here, which is good. The other Canadian forces... You guys are having supply issues. Awesome. See, that's logistics companies, man. I'm going to get you guys. I mean, some of them should probably be mountaineers, but I think this is going to be okay. All right. I know this is going to form a pretty big bulge over here, but I'm okay with it. We're going to do some of that. Alright, all good. And we got an airbase over here, which is fantastic. So up to 600 planes. So we're going to be grabbing... I'm going to make 2 wings of 300 fighters, because we're looking for air superiority. Well, let's do that, and then put in a wing of 100 close air support. It's only rank 1, but that's okay. And you guys are all going to be fighting in Western Canada. You're going to be doing that on sort of standard mission profile. Okay. Will give us a pretty big boost to these combats here as we push forward. Strike the U.S. is completed. Okay. So now we've got the boost to our division strength, which is nice. Let's get some more wings over here. Oops. No, not the carrier one. Sorry. These guys. Although, really, I made carrier CAS? Seems odd. It's okay, let's do another one of those. There we go, better. And over here we want some fighters. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to steal some carrier fighters. We can fit 400 more people in here. 1, 2, 3. Let's make it an even 400. They can get refilled. Good. So you guys are all going to be fighting in the western U.S. Doing some close air support, air superiority. Oops. Day and night, but do repair if anything weird happens. So there you go. So again, that'll give us a further buff to our combat, a little bit of reconnaissance as well, which is helpful. That was a forward attack, which we're going to go ahead and cancel and fight more defensively instead, especially with the mountains there. It's a long, long, long front to try to defend. Also, there seems to be way too many people over here. I'm going to cut you in half and assign some of you over here instead. Wow, there's 20 divisions in this front too. I'm going to have to rebalance some of these efforts. Yeah, see, I'm going to take half of you guys and add you to this. Because the north doesn't need that many troops, and in fact, can't support that many troops as a result of the poor supply. So we're going to go ahead and put a cut in here. This is going to be a long war. There's going to be a lot of fighting involved. It will help once we get our planes over there, but not having tanks is such a huge and crippling problem. Right, and I said I would declare war on the Soviet Union, so I'll do that next episode. Thanks for watching, folks. See you next time.